Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Let's dig into it. President Yoweri Museveni has today confirmed his attendance at this year's C10 summit, which will be held in the Republic of Equatorial Guinea. The summit will take place on the 23rd of November. The president made the confirmation after receiving an official invitation from the Equatorial Guinea counterpart, His Excellency Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo. Now, the invitation letter was delivered by the Equatorial Guinea's Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Diaspora, Mr. Simeon Oyono Essono. That's at State House in Entebbe. President Museveni is among the heads of state of the African Union Committee of the 10 on the reforms of the United Nations Security Council. Mr. Essono said that it will be an honor to have President Museveni at the summit because he is not only a member of the C10, but also a relevant leader whom many will benefit to hear from. The committee of the 10 countries comprises of Algeria, Libya, Democratic Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Kenya, Uganda, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Namibia, and Zambia. President Museveni has called upon young scientists to join forces with the National Resistance Movement government to fight against people who have made it a tendency to block free education for all in government schools. The president, who is also the commander-in-chief in the armed forces, made the remarks at State House in Entebbe while delivering a lecture of opportunity to 91 young scientists who have been undergoing a 2-month training at Sarah Kasenyi Training School.
Kizangu okusoma bwe guli omusingi omunene mu kukyusa
President of Sao Tome and Principe, His Excellency Carlos Manuel Villanova, has arrived in the country on a 2-day working visit at the invitation of President Yoweri Museveni. President Manuel, who arrived at Entebbe International Airport at 2 a.m. this morning, was received by the Director General of External Security Organization, Ambassador Joseph Ochwet, and the Air Force Commandant, Lieutenant General Charles Okidi. During his visit, His Excellency Manuel will engage in bilateral talks with his Ugandan counterpart. Now, non-governmental organizations operating in refugee hosting areas have been challenged to implement programs in accordance with set objectives. Minister for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Engineer Hilary Onek, says this will minimize wastage of resources. The minister's concern comes at a time when the Empower You cash program of UNICEF is winding up its project in Lamu district.
These are refugees from South Sudan. They are sheltered here at Palabek refugee settlement in the Acholi district of Lamu in northern Uganda. They are lining up to partake of the financial project by the United Nations International Children Emergency Fund, UNICEF. It was rolled out in June in partnership with the government of Uganda under the Development Response to Displacement Impacts Project. Dr. Deep.
If you would remember where we started, we spoke about interventions in protection, and we started hearing unprovoked, I think, interventions that, gender-based violence is reducing. It's exactly one of the key interventions that we've been having. We've got interventions in education, interventions in skilling.
As the money is distributed, beneficiaries made up of refugees and host communities are all appreciative. Abalo Konsi, a refugee from South Sudan, is one of them.
This money is helping me. I buy in the mess business, this sewing, something.
The cash assistance project has changed lives within 6 months of implementation. Members of the Parliamentary Forum on Social Protection are impressed.
From what we have had, this very little money that they were getting helped them, first of all, to take their children to school, buy for them some uniforms and some scholastic materials. And besides what we had, they were able even to buy domestic animals like goats and pigs, and in a way it has empowered them.
The question of sustainability was catered for in the project design.
It's going to end in the 2 months that is remaining, and after that, just like I asked the question, after that, what next? So the community is looking at, can we have something that is sustainable?
Out of the money they were receiving, 30% of that money was being saved. And the reason for saving that money was to ensure that they give them a seed capital. And I believe in these 6 months, they have saved some good amount of money. And of course, we had the testimonies from the women that money is going to help them to engage in some small businesses.
Such success is what Minister for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Engineer Hilary Onek, wants to see consolidated.
If one chooses health and their country gives them support to help, then that money they invested in health to improve the services and the life of the refugees.
His concern is seeing such projects directly impact on the intended beneficiaries.
We want to ensure that this NGO coming to implement the program invest at least 90 or 95% in the refugee program. And they don't invest too much on themselves for their comfort.
The Empower You Cash Plus project was launched in June 2023 during the World Refugee Day celebrations in Lamu district. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Now, the Minister of State for Energy, Okasai Opolot, has inaugurated a 132 kilovolt power line in Katoke Parish, Busongora North, aiming to expand electricity access in the region. This initiative is part of the broader effort to promote clean energy adoption. The Minister urged the community to safeguard the infrastructure and use it efficiently to enhance their activities.
Residents of Katoke Parish in Ibugoye Sub-County, Busongora North, are celebrating the inauguration of a new power line, the Ndugu to Katoke line, which promises improved connectivity and electricity access. The State Minister for Energy, Okasai Opolot, officially commissioned the infrastructure.
The community of Bugoye Sub-County thanks the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development for initiating the rural electrification program that has embraced rural areas for power extension.
Kilembe Investment Limited is tasked with extending connections to households, businesses, institutions and other social amenities.
This line that has been constructed for about 4 years has finally been handed over to us. So our role is now to enable the people who have wired their premises are ready for connections as long as they are 35 meters from the pole.
The government has utilized Kasese water sources to generate power, with a focus on establishing a transmission line to consolidate power delivery in bulk.
To be able to do that, we need to have a transmission line from where electricity is generated to the substation where it will be distributed. Currently, we don't have the transmission line.
So that's why we are trying as much as possible to increase the coverage so that people can get electricity.
So we are trying to use the distribution lines to actually take this power to the substation, and there are a lot of power losses.
The Minister of State for Energy has reaffirmed that Uganda generates just enough electricity for its citizens. While the demand for the use of electricity is high, the consumption remains low. And the question is, on what strategies is government implementing to ensure that consumption rates are increased in Uganda?
Infrastructure like this one must be put in place. To generate this infrastructure, there must be a demand. Electricity is not given for free. Electricity is paid for. An effective demand will inform our infrastructure. And then the ability to pay. The ability to pay is actually dictates now the electricity tariff. If there are more users of electricity, because you are sharing the cost of the infrastructure, then you reduce the tariffs.
But it's a very viable area. If you see the area, they have a lot of coffee. They've been using diesel generators, so we stand up for our vision as Kilembe Investments. We are a clean energy provider, actually a competitive clean energy provider for a cleaner environment.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has signed agreements with the Ministries of Water, Health and Education to ensure electricity availability for pumping clean water, powering health units and illuminating schools. Plans are also underway to connect over 400 sub-counties to the electricity grid across the country. Ivan Kahwa and Dan Lugemwa, UBC News in Kasese District.
And now the first Prime Minister and Minister for East African Affairs, Rebecca Kadaga, has urged society to embrace gender balance and empower the girl child. Kadaga was in attendance as the dates for the Chigadu Chabusoga, a children's camp aimed at empowering young ones with proper moral behavior, were being launched. The children's retreat is scheduled for the 2nd of December in Nyege District.
Development strategies to combat and restore the moral, harmony, discipline and responsibility in the young generation, Busoga Kingdom has formulated a forum for children called Echigagu Chabusoga. The main objective is to provide a forum where children can have a voice and a forum for restoration and revival of the Kisoga culture. Kamoli Woman MP, also Minister for East African Affairs, Rebecca Kadaga, expressed the need to focus on the issues of the boy child to change their mentality on women's rights and equality.
And also in our society, you know, in our villages, when talk about the youth, they think are talking about boys. They never think about the girls. So sometimes when we are taking programs, we have to say that, you know, you people, the girls are also youth. The boys think the youth are just boys. So society is structured like that. So we need to bring them together so they can grow together. It is true that lately The men have been complaining that we're spending so much time on issues of the girl child and forgetting that the girl child will marry that boy. So we need to groom the boy to ensure that they're able to work together and be compatible.
At the same event, Finance Trust Bank donated 5 million Uganda shillings towards the support of the restoration and the revival of the Busoga culture among children.
The development of this country at large in economic empowerment and all other aspects that are to do with a full human being that is successful in life. But this must start from us doing interventions with the youth, and that's why the bank invests in the youth for the future of this country.
While the Indian community of Busoga pledged to offer material assistance, the Ichigadu Cha Busoga is expected to take place on the 2nd to the 10th of December in Mayegu, targeting children from 10 to 18 years. Mosho Miro, UBC News.
Now, the 8th Annual National Sacco event emphasized the importance of transparency, inclusivity and innovation to ensure the continued growth and success of cooperative financial institutions. The chairperson of Uganda's Cooperative Savings and Credit Unions Limited, Bintu Jalia, emphasized the significance of financial literacy, ethical conduct and community development as crucial priorities.
Uganda's Cooperative Savings and Credit Union has convened for their 8th Annual National Sacco event, bringing together industry leaders, government representatives and stakeholders to address critical issues and strategies for the sector's growth. The chairperson of Uganda's Cooperative Savings and Credit Union Limited, Bintu Jalia, shed light on the challenges and opportunities facing SACCOs in Uganda.
We look at the mitigation measures on how we can try to mitigate some of these technological risks so that we can grow, because we cannot go away from the technology development. We have to accept technology development, but also we have to make sure we put in place mitigation measures so that we don't drift away from using the technology.
Bintu Jalia emphasized the importance of clarifying the roles and responsibilities of various stakeholders in regulating SACCOs.
We should make sure that we develop those products which are going to mitigate climate. Like in a SACCO, if you are giving a loan, you need to get those loans which will help the members to be able to mitigate climate change.
Management of technology to mitigate potential risks such as cyber threats and hacking to safeguard members' savings and data was also emphasized.
So because of information asymmetry or lack of information or data or information about borrowers, information about lenders, it gives opportunity for people, one, to be able to borrow from more than one lender. If they knew, if the lenders knew that a borrower has committed severally to different loan obligations.
SACCOs were urged to embrace inclusivity and diversity, ensuring that they cater to people of all ages, genders and backgrounds.
UMRA is working with the government to ensure that they have created a platform, a database to ensure that all lenders, including SACCOs, are on that platform, and the information of all borrowers is on that platform. It's called a credit reference framework.
However, the importance of accommodating all members, including those who may not be tech-savvy, was acknowledged. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, the Ministry of Education and Sports is set to acquire a new home in Chambogo at a contract sum of 61.9 billion shillings under the Business Technical Vocational Education Training Support Project funded by the Islamic Development Bank and Government of Uganda. During the groundbreaking ceremony, Minister for Education and Sports Janet Museveni expressed hope that the new headquarters would improve coordination among departments and enhance efficiency.
Several key departments of the Ministry of Education and Sports have been located at various places such as Embassy House in Kampala and Legacy Towers. This has incurred significant rent expenditure and compromised efficiency. The ministry has now acquired land in Kyambogo for the construction of its new headquarters.
With our own home here at Kyambogo now, we hope to be able to have a common place of convergence as a family, and this will ease coordination among departments as well as improve our efficiency, I believe.
Kyambogo is becoming an educational hub as several departments under the ministry, including UNEB, UBTEB, UNMEB, and the National Council for Education are situated in this area. The Minister for Education and Sports, while unveiling the groundbreaking plaque at the site, urged staff to work together to achieve their goals.
A home is more than just a building. A home is made up of loving relationships. Therefore, as we embark on the construction of our home, I urge each one of us to endeavor to create the unity that we need to accomplish the work that God has given us in this season. Work is accomplished through a united team because we each have different strengths and abilities.
The State Minister for Education, John Chrysostom Muyingo, mentioned that the initial discussions of the BITVET support project began in March 2015, and the journey has been a test of patience.
The initial terms and the condition of financing included a high component of non-concessional financing, which the Ministry of Finance considered to be beyond our reach. In May 2016, more favorable financing terms and conditions were agreed upon, including a reduced loan total and project scope, which excluded the Ministry of Education and Sports headquarters, which we are celebrating today.
The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education and Sports, Katie Lamaro, confirmed that the required approvals to commence construction have been secured and the contract was signed on October 6, 2023. The building design consists of 2 interconnected office towers, one with 8 levels and the other with 10 levels.
These towers will accommodate a reception area, staff offices, meeting rooms, a cafeteria, and various facilities management rooms. In addition, the project includes a separate 600-seater auditorium. I'm aware that the Islamic Development Bank will pay up to 68% of the contract sum, while government will foot the remaining 32%.
The representative of the Islamic Development Bank stated that their priorities include promoting human resource development and education, as well as infrastructure development.
Human development, with a focus on equipping people to drive their own economic and social progress at scale and putting the infrastructure in place to enable them to fulfill their potential, is central to the vision and mission of the Islamic Development Bank. Improving quality of education is also among the priorities of the bank's strategic plan.
The construction will be undertaken by Sadim Al Kuwait General Trading and Contracting Company and Dot Services Limited, who won the bid at a cost of 61.9 billion shillings. I'm Navka Farida and Sana Anet.
My minister, my bride, my hope, my everything.
The news coming in, President Yoweri Museveni has today met and held discussions with President of Sao Tome and Principe, His Excellency Carlos Manuel Villanova. During a meeting held at State House in Tebe, the two leaders discussed issues concerning bilateral relations between the two countries with key focus on economic cooperation. President Museveni assured his guests that Uganda is ready to cooperate with Sao Tome and Principe in various sectors of the economy. The president further told his counterpart that national resistance movement ideology of prosperity is the reason for the country's progressive development since the 1980s, thus encouraging him to also implement such ideology. The president also noted that for a country to be prosperous, it must have the elements of patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation and democracy. On his part, His Excellency Manuel Villanova affirmed that his country is honored to partner with Uganda in order to enhance the economies of both countries. President Manuel further expressed gratitude towards President Museveni for his efforts aimed at promoting economic development and bringing peace to the region. His Excellency, who is on a 2-day working visit to Uganda, will tomorrow visit Chira Motors Corporation in Jinja.
Yes. Yes. He arrived this morning a bit late. Yes, yes. Those are books.
Metu Bus Industries Namambe, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators and special purpose vans. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover, with just seats or a special design that includes a restroom, power outlet, Wi-Fi, television and a refreshment center. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge.
Wano nno tuli Bukoto era lero we tugenda ogaba pichi yaffe eri omwanguzi waffe wano we tuzze.
I'm so excited and I'm sure even all the people, all the staff at Kwaliwath, they're all excited. We thank you very, very much.
Myaka 25 nga MTN ewereza naye nga buli week tugaba pichi 5.
Very, very excited. I'm excited about MTN giving back to its customers. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, MTN. The fact that we have won really shows that people like Mama. Their services are really nice. MTN, your services are okay. The network is good. We are satisfied.
Chikola sense ne?
Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
In this family, we can't agree on anything. We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play. Martha. Ndoza Mulabi. We can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate alina echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
So, you are ready to invest in Airtel's initial public offering? Good choice.
I'm going to show you how to do it straight from your phone. First, you're going to want to make sure you have a Securities Central Depository SCD account. Dial star 185 *85 hash from your Airtel number. Choose Airtel IPO purchase from the available options. Enter your valid national identification number when prompted. Before you purchase, there are a few things you need to know. The minimum purchase is 2,500 shares. The share price is 100 Uganda shillings. Select the number of shares you wish to purchase. Choose your relevant broker for the purchase. Enter your Airtel Money PIN to confirm the transaction. Congratulations! You receive a confirmation message of your successful purchase.
Are you passionate about a healthy living and wealth generation for your household? Learn how you can easily tap wealth and health from Mother Nature using science and technology. Omukenkufu Nyanzi Julius Echuma Chiwagala Chuma has written a knowledge-packed book, Money Grows on Trees, Sente Zimera Committee. Grab your copy today at 20,000 shillings only at Prof Bioresearch Equatorial Mall, Aristoc Booklex branches, Acacia Mall, Garden City, Kampala Road, and Jumia, Uganda. Or call 0703 152 152 for deliveries. Remember, Money Grows on Trees, Sente Zimera Committee book is autographed by Omukenkufu Nyanzi Julius himself.
Lagos.
Ndeka wena mulamu.
Kambona ku.
Otyo. Mbakemye rubona. Mubaire muri kolati.
Ndide kulagirira ono ngeri gyebawayo kumbaga ya mwene ngwakozesa momope.
Eisimu eriwa gye buli ko.
Tola yesimu wena nakobya ironi gesimu tobulira.
Eisimu yini.
Niga sita ndala mukaga 5 sita 3 otewe ashi onige yesi. Balese chawo.
Balese merchant code gye balisaba. Mama kadi bati.
Kayo buzono wa kitamu nsanvu tamu nsanvu mirundi 3.
Balisaba.
Tamu esente lewe.
Amount. Baleta mobile money.
Mobile money.
Balipunsa bapini.
Ebucha utamu piniyo.
Iwa imwe basasula.
Aye baba embaga ya mwene mwekuwoniza.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial star 165 star 3 hash.
Welcome back. Limited access to legal aid services in remote areas, among other challenges, has been highlighted as one of the causes of the increasing number of pre-trial detainees in the country, which in turn affects their access to justice. The issue was raised during the national dialogue organized in Kampala by Advocates Sans Frontiers with the aim of safeguarding the rights of pre-trial detainees.
On several occasions, security operatives have been observed arresting and detaining suspects without adhering to the 48-hour rule. This has contributed to the rising number of detainees in prisons across the country. In response to this, Advocates Sans Frontiers, in partnership with the Legal Aid Service Providers Network, LASPNet, introduced the Pre-Trial Detention Project 3 years ago. The project is designed to ensure that the procedural and constitutional rights of detainees are protected and upheld.
Detention before trial continues to be a challenge, hence presenting as a norm rather than an exception, which is clearly in breach of both national and international legal frameworks.
So when you find that this person has delayed, then the first safeguard
is to apply for bail. We would talk to the justice givers, the police, the prisons, the court, the advocates, the affected people. We would have what we call coordination forums.
Stakeholders in the defense and promotion of human rights have convened in a national dialogue to ensure that legal and policy reforms related to the human rights of detainees are implemented. The dialogue was inaugurated by Deputy Solicitor General Pasibiri Nobohwa, representing the Minister for Justice Norbert Mao.
Government is seized with this matter, and I'm sure we have all followed the ongoing debate on the issue that is before Parliament right now. The commitment of government is to ensure that legal aid is provided in a sustainable and transparent manner.
However, the shortage of lawyers in rural areas, among other challenges, has significantly hindered access to justice for people in these areas.
So you find that the fat districts, Kabera Maido, Kapichora, Lamo, majority of the people in the prisons, the youth, are the poor. They cannot afford services of free, practicing advocates.
Despite that, judiciary has tried to roll out by having more judges, more courts extended to the different areas, but there's still a challenge because the work methods have not changed. The biggest solution we would have thought was the passing of the National Legal Aid Bill.
Stakeholders have been urged to collaborate in ensuring that criminal justice and the rule of law are upheld in the country.
How far can I keep a person against their will in custody with giving them the reason that I'm protecting them?
It's important because many times we look at the judiciary to enforce the rights of these people who come to court. Some come to court limping, others come to court brutalized, that if they have abused all these procedural rights, what should be done? So I think that the program is very timely, and we think that the conversations that come out of this dialogue will possibly add the voice onto what we've always been saying.
Other participants in the dialogue expressed that the timing of the event is appropriate.
Individuals are not acquainted or given civic education to acquaint them with more knowledge that they are supposed to be produced in courts of law in 48 hours, especially in political cases. We even go to courts of law, but they still detain these individuals.
We together have at this time a unique opportunity to identify and harness the opportunities before us. By working together, we can improve our justice system, enhancing the protection of pretrial detainees' rights.
Rebecca Nantongo, Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
To the disappearance of persons.
Water scarcity in Uganda has reached critical levels, with more than 60% of the population lacking access to clean water. This crisis is exacerbated by the changing weather patterns and prolonged droughts. To address these pressing issues, NGOs organized a symposium on innovations for water, sanitation and hygiene at the National Water and Sewerage Corporation headquarters in Kampala.
A 2020 report from the Ministry of Water and Environment indicates that 60% of Ugandans continue to grapple with the challenge of water scarcity, particularly in rural areas. In response, non-government organizations have convened the Innovator for Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Symposium with the goal of bringing together stakeholders to discuss strategies for providing clean water to all citizens and improving sanitation in the country.
Having sustainable capacities to harvest water for use during dry spells. How do we build their capacities to manage, to adapt, to mitigate and respond to climate-induced?
Concluding a two-day forum, stakeholders have called upon government to collaborate with non-government organizations to ensure clean water in communities. Norbert Ola further appealed to the responsible authorities to reduce taxes during the water connection process.
We need to reduce on the tax burden because the people who are importing in maybe inputs in terms of connection pipes and things like that, they still feel very burdened with the tax rates because they can't bring in some certain inputs, and this makes it very hard for them to actually be able to cascade this solution to the grassroots. So taxation, the government needs to change its tax policies towards entrepreneurs within the water and sanitation sector so that they're able to actually provide the service.
Other participants expressed that the symposium has been timely and will positively benefit their communities.
Build the urgency of the communities, the organizations and leaders within the communities to keep this conversation alive. we have dialogues, we have coordination meetings. Even these people to demand accountability from their leaders on the question of water. So it is a discussion beyond this forum. It is a conversation that we will sustain even after going back to tell the communities this is where we stand now in terms of access to water for domestic use, and these are our gaps because the communities know there are gaps and they demand from the leadership.
You find there's competition between animals and people for water for domestic use. You find there's competition, even our land for construction. Some people who feel they have the muscle, they use the available swamps, they reclaim them, they build in them. That affects the entire chain.
The Ministry of Water and Environment has set a target to ensure distribution of clean and safe water across the country by 2030. Deborah Namamonde, Susan Nabogode, UBC News.
With that, we'll take a quick break. When we return, more details. This is News Tonight.
Metu Bus Industries, Namambe, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators and special purpose vans. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover, with just seats or a special design that includes a restroom, power outlet, Wi-Fi, television and a refreshment center. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates Pakaku ground. Sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Sebo.
Yes?
This is the bill.
What?
Malaria testing, 10,000. Treatment, 100,000 since we put on drip.
Hey, Musao, can you read this for me? Before I brought my wife here, I'd already spent money on buying herbal medicine and drugs from the pharmacy, which didn't work.
But Sebo, the government gave out mosquito nets. Doesn't your family use them?
We got the mosquito nets, but they got holes and we didn't know what to do.
Protect your loved ones from malaria. Sew your mosquito nets whenever they get damaged to keep the mosquitoes away. Ensure all nets are tied up every morning to avoid damaging them. Ensure that everyone in your family sleeps under a treated mosquito net every night, whether it is a cold or hot season. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from Global Fund.
No malaria will catch.
The doctor says you are getting better. I have a list of suspects in my file here, but I need you to help me identify the thief who attacked you.
This cat thief again.
Malaria is a thief. Don't let it rob you and your loved ones. Prevent it by sleeping under a mosquito net. Clear bushes and all stagnant water around you. If you notice any symptoms, go to a health center near you to test and treat. And ensure to complete your full dose to avoid severe malaria, which could lead to death.
Hello, Mom. How did you sleep? How is Salongo? Oh, Mommy, how is Grandma? And Simba, the dog, yeah, the funny one.
Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel Bona voice bundles. Dial *100*1#. Select Call Bona to choose bundles from as low as 1,000 shillings from daily, weekly, monthly, or bundles that don't expire. Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel. A reason to imagine.
welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. Now in business news, the 5th edition of the Nyege Nyege Festival is around the corner, and Jinja City residents and business community are excited. Slated for the 9th to the 12th of November, the festival that will be the first time that will be hosted in Jinja City is expected to attract over 20,000 revelers from within and beyond Uganda's borders. Our reporter Dennis Sigor has more details.
The Nyege Nyege Festival 2023 is set to take place in Jinja City, situated near the source of the Nile, one of Uganda's top tourist attractions. This event is renowned as one of Africa's essential music and arts festivals.
So it's all about art, fashion and music, because there are different versions of art. As you see, this is art, There are different versions of art here, different versions of music.
I'm trying my level best to see that I can get some business on selling art and craft things, bringing our cultural things such that these people can see and admire them, such that they leave money to us here.
Local residents and businesses in Jinja are excited about this development. People like Victor Wasa, a tour guide, and Ali Magumba, a boat operator, are already preparing for the festival's impact.
We're so happy that things are going to work well as we normally do with them, and we're hoping to deliver the same service we normally do with our safety and what we do work around here.
Like we were here at the Southern Nile, we are planning to get a lot of visitors coming to visit Southern Nile. I'm sure they'll also be doing the boat rides. So the rest of the place, people rest, they're also ready to get people to serve them with food. We have a lot of drinks.
The festival's organizers, led by Derek Debrew, a founder member, says that preparations are moving on smoothly and in concert with the relevant authorities.
Last week we were with the Ministry of Ethics. They commended us on all our efforts. They made sure, that we improve on our toilets, that we improve on the safety. But they said from a point of view of morals, there's nothing the Ministry of Ethics says is bad at the festival, and it encourages every Ugandan that likes cultural events and arts and enjoyment to come for the festival.
According to our preparations so far on the vending side, people are coming in, but still we are calling more people to come on board because there's still more opportunities for these people. There's a lot of businesses to do here. It's not like it's a particular thing. Everyone should be coming to do something, make money, make business.
Brian Osende, a tour operator, believes that this festival can help boost Uganda's tourism image, especially after the recent tragic events in Queen Elizabeth National Park.
Another reason why we should support Nyege Nyege, other than the money aspect and the boosting of our tourism, is our image. You see, having had the chance to live abroad, I know what people look at Uganda as. If you think about the last terrorist attack that happened on the tourists in Queen Elizabeth Park, that's how most people outside of Uganda look at Uganda.
While the Nyege Nyege Festival has been subject of moral debate in the past, this year's event promises to showcase Africa's rich music and art scene. Dennis Goa for UBC News at the source of the Nile.
And various stakeholders have lauded the dependable, cost-effective and high-quality solar energy for sustainable production and consumption. This appreciation was expressed during a tour organized by the Uganda Manufacturers Association and GIZ as part of the project development program in Entebbe, Wakiso district.
GIZ is very...
The Uganda Manufacturers Association has joined forces with GIZ, a German development agency, under the Project Development Program aimed at promoting the industrial application of photovoltaic solar technology in Uganda. Over the past 13 years, UMA and GIZ have partnered on several development initiatives, including skills enhancement, environmental conservation, and efficient energy management. To facilitate knowledge sharing and capacity building, UMA organized a 2-day training course that included a tour of Kosu Hospital and sprouts of water in Entebbe.
The first scenario that we have is when the consumption is greater than the solar generation, what happens to the solar system?
This hands-on experience enabled participants to grasp the achievements and challenges associated with acquiring such systems and the best practices for their installation. During the tour, Mr. Joseph Chalimpa, UMA's training manager, highlighted the tour's pivotal role in ensuring manufacturers have access to reliable, affordable, and high-quality energy for sustainable production and consumption.
Is to save the environment, because when you have this system, then you are going to use less generator fuel. So that means you are reducing the greenhouse effect. Two, you are also saving money. In the long run, it is cheaper.
Dr. Moses Muhumuza, the manager of patients with disabilities, mentioned that the hospital acquired a solar system with assistance from GIZ. This system significantly reduced operational costs.
Through saving electricity and money generated from, money spent on diesel and electricity, we have managed to pay for surgeries for children and rehabilitative surgeries and prosthetics and orthotics for different children that have benefited over time since June of this year, because our consumption of power has gone down significantly thanks to the solar project.
Similarly, Mr. Amos Sangi, the production manager at Sprouts of Water, indicated that their power usage has decreased by more than 50% following the solar installation, leading to a reduction in their monthly electricity expenses from over Ugandan shillings 3 million to about Ugandan shillings 1 million.
So we used to have a lot of power blackouts. On average, we used to close to 2 days a week. That is why we brought in the solar system. So the solar system was basically to ensure that we have sustainability of power to run the machineries.
The utilization of solar energy for industrial purposes encompasses 5 interconnected pillars that include environmental conservation, green energy, green self-regulation practices, waste management, capacity building, and awareness creation. This holistic approach aligns with the global trend toward more sustainable and environmentally responsible industrial practices. Mariona Wori and Jamil Sekaja, UBC.
And now in sports, City Oilers secured their record 9th men's Ugandan national basketball title by defeating the KIU Titans at MTN Lugogo Indoor Arena. The Oilers clinched the final series with a 4-2 game victory.
Despite facing a significant challenge in the 5th game played last Sunday, the City Oilers preserved and successfully sealed their victory in Game 6 of the 2023 Men's Uganda National Basketball League Finals, marking their 9th championship win. The Oilers won the series by 4-2 against the KIU Titans in Game 6 at the MTN Lugogo Indoor Arena on Wednesday night. The game concluded with a score of 78-63 in favor of the Oilers. Notable players like Jimmy Enabu, Fayed Bale, and Titus Lua all achieved double-digit figures on the night, contributing to the Oilers' combined lead from the second quarter, resulting in an 8-point halftime advantage and ultimately a 15-point victory. The Oilers have gone all the way to finish the season on a high after topping the regular season standings as well.
I know how this feels.
So many.
Right there she is.
Mode. The JKL Lady Dolphins
and her teammates. That's the celebration of the champions, JKL Lady Dolphins, 3-time champions.
While for the women, the JKL Dolphins secured their 3rd title in 6 years after beating the KIU Rangers by 4-1 in this year's final series. Marshall Miro, UBC News.
Does sum it up for now. We do return at 10 o'clock with more details. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Do stick around.
UBC inspiring Uganda.
Did you know that you can safely and conveniently make your school fees payments anytime, any school, anywhere using Airtel Money? Oh yes! Simply pick up your phone and dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Choose between school pay, peg pay, or sure pay. Enter student number. Enter amount, confirm name and transaction. Enter Airtel Money PIN. A confirmation message will be sent to you upon a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star